They're talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They talk about basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Motherfucking Lie with Sam and Stav. It's May. It's beautiful. I'm feeling like a gorgeous little springtime slut over here, Sammy. How about you?
Feeling like a slut. I will spread my cheeks for Derrick Rose after that performance last night any day of the week, my brother. Hey, the Knicks train is keeping on rolling, and we're the hottest team in the league.
I gotta say, Pod Don't Lie fans are eating beautifully. This is this right now might be one of the most joyous episodes we've ever done. Not only are the Knicks, they lost. We lost to the fucking Suns.
Game, you said.
Oh, sorry, we got a little audio. We lost to the Suns, number one team in the West right now.
Barely.
Right?
They barely got us.
Barely. Chris Paul, a fucking shot slipped out of his hand and went in. Whatever, those fucking pricks beat us. That's fine. But since then, we've won 12 of our last 13. We cannot be stopped. We have a nice.
It went from a time where Julius Randle, people were like, he's not all NBA. The motherfucker's all NBA, brother.
He's all NBA, and I don't appreciate your veiled. I don't appreciate your veiled shots when you say people said he's not going to be all NBA when you're talking directly to me. We're not 2 minutes in.
Greek Easter yesterday, 2 days ago.
We're not 2 minutes into this podcast again. See, here's the thing. I rise above. Okay, you're trying to sow discord. I'm a uniter because ultimately all you know is you don't know what it's like to be loved, Sam. You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to have someone on your ridiculous bandwagon.
You know what's annoying? My therapist said the same thing to me 30 minutes ago. I thought I was going to get a different conversation on Pod Don't Lie, but here we are. Yeah, I don't know how to be loved.
Whether it's women or fandom, you don't know how to fucking just let someone into your heart. I'm here. I don't know how many times I can make amends, how many times I can say I didn't see it coming before you got to throw in Julius Randle not making all NBA in my fucking face. I'm with you. I think it would be a travesty if he didn't make it. Now, has that been helped to a very large degree by some injuries? Was I really crazy to think that? No, but that's neither here nor there. And
being an Iron Man is part of being all NBA.
And we're see exactly. I don't know why I'm even you. This literally is what it must be like to date you. I'm finally getting a taste of it. Where it's like I let you. I'm finally giving in. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna meet him halfway. I'm gonna become a full-fledged Knicks fan. I'm ready to let Sam into my heart. And you little fucking prick, you keep bringing in old arguments that are over, that we've already. I'm starting to think about some conversations we've had in the past about your exes. I got a little more empathy for those girls.
Don't
now.
You fucking go there, Stavros. Now you're going too far. Hey, I will say you look like $1 million in that Emmanuel Quickly jersey. I sent that to a few people. They all said, "Damn, that's probably the jersey they'd get." Yes. Cool little investment in the future.
I'm all in. That's my version of buying fucking Bitcoin is Emmanuel Quickly. It's a much more environmentally friendly way than cryptocurrency or NFTs. I'm investing in my boy, the pride of Bel Air, Maryland, Emmanuel Quickly.
I can't wait. And look, man, a lot of great basketball. The Knicks, obviously, Derrick Rose outplayed Ja Morant big time yesterday. I got to admit, Jonas Valanciunas is having a great
He's fucking
season.
Good. He's really good.
He's been incredible this year.
And that's a nice little fucking trade day. I mean, I've liked the Grizzlies, and I think I don't mean to give it away, but when we're talking about battle for stake teams, they might be mine next year because it's like because it's like I love Ja. I'm on the record of just loving. He's the most Iverson like guy in the league in my opinion. In terms of his game, I mean, Russ has that same intensity, little guy that gets.
Kyrie has some similarities to AI,
but it's not. Well. It's Kyrie is just too. Listen, I love AI. You wouldn't call him efficient in any way. You know what I mean? He's not. He was a great scorer, but he played the game. He was
a gunslinger. He played the way like Brett Favre played football.
100%. hopefully a bigger penis than Brett Favre. We can only.
Have you seen this? I didn't see the pics.
You haven't seen Brett Favre's penis?
No, I haven't.
Oh, come on, Sam. What are you
I
doing?
assumed he was packing heat because of those Wrangler ads.
You got a little ass dick, dude. Brett Favre's
Really?
dick is small as shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, yeah. I would say
Is it also pink like his cheeks after
it literally
a
is
third
pink.
quarter Lambo?
Yeah. His dick looks like it's struggling, trying to come back down 6 in the fourth quarter in -3-degree weather. That's what his dick looks like. Oh, dude, it's tiny. I'm willing to say I'm going to go on record here and say that my dick is bigger than Brett Favre's, from what I recall.
I'm excited.
Here's the other thing. I saw some picture. I was looking through. I was trying to find I took a video of this guy in a Dallas. I was at an airport in Dallas, and there was a guy who just looked like an obese Louis C.K. It was one of the funniest things I've ever. And I was on edibles. I was I was so fucking high, and I was flying to Japan, and my plane got delayed right after I took the edibles. So I'm 120 milligrams in. I'm ready to.
Oh my God!
I'm ready to fall asleep from here to fucking Tokyo, and they're like, "Oh, there's actually."
Good thing there wasn't an overweight Bill Cosby there.
Yeah. And so I'm just like high as shit, giggling. Thank God the rest of me and the Come Town boys were going we're going to Japan and then Australia. They were sober, so they were fucking taking the reins. But I was just so high, and I just saw this fucking fat guy with he just looked like he had the Louis goatee, and it was red as shit, and he was just like uglier and fatter, and I was just like, why would this? He was wearing a black shirt, like he literally looked like he was doing Louis C.K. cosplay, and I was just in my head, I'm just stoned as fuck, and I'm like, why on earth would anyone pick this look if they weren't Louis?
You know why? You know why? Because there was a period where dudes that looked like that got laid. Because
just
of Louis fans.
Yeah,
totally.
You're right. If you're a pasty, tit having male ginger, that was your brief moment in the sun where there was a famous guy with your body type.
And with that pastiness, it was your only moment in the sun. Honestly,
that's right. Unless you were completely lathered up with SPF 90, you weren't even getting close to the sun. Anyway, that's all. That's we're taking a detour to the story I'm trying to say. I was trying to find that video of fat Louis C.K. in the Dallas airport because I smoked weed for the first time in 3 months, and all I wanted was to see that video. And so I went to location, and I went to Dallas, and I couldn't find the video, but I did find a picture of my penis I took in Plano. Nice. When I was doing hyenas, I believe.
Of course.
In Plano, and I don't know if it was a vascular day for me. I don't know if I was. I don't think I was in better shape. I don't know if I had taken a dick pill that hit just right. But I got to tell you, my penis looked gorgeous in that picture, and I'm willing to put that specific picture of my penis at the Best Western in Plano by hyenas up against Brett Favre's pink ass dick any day of the week, brother. So that's, you know what? I'm going to make our first official Pod Don't Lie dick pic challenge. Brett Favre, you fucking show me your cock. I'll show you my cock. We'll see who's got the bigger penis.
This is exciting. Right. I think we're going.
What? I have to do this because Brett Favre he's been saying a lot of fucking Blue Lives Matter type shit recently, and it's not really that big a surprise, but it does break your heart when a guy you liked when you were a little kid starts saying some fucking racist type shit. And I just saw a couple headlines, and so now to be on the right side of history, I challenge Brett Favre to a bigger penis off.
A dick off.
Yeah.
This is big. Well, I think I think there's some shame involved in Favre's penis. It's got to be shriveled up a lot. I mean, he's a married man, right? He's
right. He was
around.
Cheating. I was just being a horny little slut, throwing my dick around to, I believe, a girl that came over and we fucked that weekend. In fact, so
Plano, dude.
my dick was my dick pic was a dick pic of triumph. His was a dick pic of shame.
Yeah.
Of failed philandering, the worst kind. I have been pro cheating on the podcast when it makes athletes cool. Brett Favre somehow, by failing to cheat and having a little penis, has taken all the luxury out of it, has taken all the glitz and glamour out of cheating with his little shriveled up pink dick. So Anyway, yes.
What led us down this?
I
it was
don't remember.
Iverson.
It was Iverson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said the gunslinger analogy led us to a fucking 8-minute
Well,
detour.
Favre in his prime was a very exciting player because he would throw a lot of picks, but he would throw a lot of touchdowns. You were going to see plays, man. That's kind of Iverson was.
And that's what I'm saying about Ja is that like he's not as efficient as some of these as look. Zion, he's having one of the fucking most efficient seasons of all time.
He will be. I believe he will be all NBA as well.
He's having. In fact, I was looking through some stats. He's having this from StatMuse. They have a lot of shit. They had a lot of cool shit. He is having the greatest volume shooting season in NBA history. 15 plus attempts per game, 61.4%. It's fucking insane.
Well, he doesn't shoot a ton of jump shots, and he's pretty unstoppable once he gets into the paint. So
it's all paint guys, right? It's all Shaq, Kareem, and McHale that have even been close to that are around 60%. But that's crazy. His game is not predicated on efficiency by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just like big fat nuts yamming on people, doing shit that's so athletic that it might like be a danger to you. And that's
even his form looks kind of weird too.
Yeah, that's just a dangerous way to play, but I love it. And so anyway, that was my little watch. That might be my battle for steak team because I always mean to watch the Grizzlies more. It was nice to get a chance to see them while they were playing the Knicks. Even though they did make a little bit of a comeback there for a sec, but the Knicks held.
Dylan Brooks plays tough D.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a glue guy.
They have a good fucking team. They have a really good team and really shrewdly put together. I mean, these guys are second round picks, bro. Right. These guys are not like I
really like their team.
Triple J is great. Ja is great. I like Dylan Brooks. It's just like, they got a lot. And
Valanciunas is just a fucking brick
grinder.
Wall, dude.
Yeah, it's like there is a little bit of like Grind City 2.0 to that feel with Ja and Valanciunas, and then Triple
Dylan.
J. Dylan, and then Triple J is sort of like the evolutionary power forward, like similar. Honestly, dude, similar. I mean, not the playmaker, but like Julius Randle-esque, you could say, in terms of being a power forward. That's a 3-point shooter that can get it done.
He's not an all-star yet, so let's not make that comparison. But I love your enthusiasm. Right now, I don't want to hear the next Julius Randle till I see some fucking results, brother. Julius is the king of New York. The disrespect of the New Yorker magazine.
Let's call that fucking piece of shit the Brooklyner, you fucking cocksuckers. Who fucking reads that shit? Listen, what am I, a fucking high school sophomore in Baltimore trying to pretend that he's smarter than he is? Because I'm not anymore. Because that's the last fucking time I read the New Yorker, when I tried to prove to everyone in Greektown I was better than them. That's what it's for. It's if you're a fucking a snotty piece of shit in your hometown before you have the means to move. That's when you read the New Yorker. No one actually gives a fuck about that fucking magazine, especially not now that they put the Brooklyn Nets.
They just did a great piece with
in the foreground
with what's his name from The Simpsons. One of the
that
legendary.
Was very good, and I take back what I said.
That was a great piece.
That was incredible. Everyone go read that. That was a fucking awesome.
Can't believe his name escapes me now. He's a legend.
Yeah, what the fuck? I know. I literally just read that piece. They had the fucking
That was a great article.
Anyway,
John Schwartzwelder.
Other than that,
genius writer.
Other than that interview, the New Yorker can suck my fat little nuts because they put the Brooklyn Nets in the foreground of the.
But did you see
picture.
Slam? It's Slam's the king and RJ, brother.
That's right. The king, and the prince.
I will say, hell yeah. Fuck the New Yorker, man. Shouts and murmurs. I got a shout for you. Suck my nuts, baby. Orange and blue for life. So
I got some murmurs that turned into shouts. People are like, does the New Yorker fucking suck dick? Actually, is it a fucking stupid fucking magazine? And then after seeing that fucking headline, everyone's like, fuck you, New Yorker. The fucking Knicks are back, and you put the fucking carpetbagging Brooklyn Nets on the cover. And I gotta say this, and it breaks my fucking heart to do it, Sam, because I love James Harden, but he reposts the New Yorker, but he crops out the Knicks. He crops them out in a move of zero class whatsoever. The motherfucker hasn't played in 20 games. And guess what, man? Guess what, pal? James, It breaks my heart to do this. You're an enemy of the podcast until the end of this season.
I got a crop for you, James Harden. Vegetables. Why don't you eat some? Why don't you get back into playing shape, motherfucker? Go Knicks.
That's right. You were eating all those fucking honey buns out of Louis Vuitton backpacks all fucking off season in a strip club in the middle of a fucking pandemic. And that's why your fat ass little hamstring snapped. And right in the middle of an fucking MVP season, where are you on the fucking bench? And that's why Giannis beat the fucking Nets, by the way, on Greek Easter.
Giannis and Durant, that was one of the most entertaining games.
That was such a fucking good game. Yes.
To watch them go back and forth is as good as basketball gets.
It was so good. And that's what I'm saying. Right now, this very instant is one of the most beautiful times to be a fan of this show, because everything's coming up. Pod don't lie, baby. Everything's coming up our way.
That's the name of this episode.
The Knicks cannot be stopped. Giannis and the Bucks. And listen, I know James Harden isn't playing, and look, he might be an enemy of the podcast.
Yeah, well, we don't have Nerlens right now, and we don't have Mitchell, dude.
That's right.
The Knicks are not like the Nets. We could sub anyone in and make this party rock.
I'm just saying, for the Bucks win over the Nets. Yes, of course, Harden wasn't there, but and sure, was it a very close game? And are you and does conventional wisdom say once you get the other MVP back that it'll be a blowout? Yeah, but that's really not how it always works, bro. It really isn't.
And also, conventional wisdom is the enemy of this podcast.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Also, I will say this, and I'll say it loud. We need Nerlens back, brother, because Nerlens is better than Andre Drummond. And I'll say another thing.
Yes, he is.
So is Taj motherfucking the brick wall Gibson,
That's
brother.
Right. That's right. That's right. The brick wall. Fuck you, Andre Drummond.
Taj Gibson rules. I love him. I love this Knicks team so much that it fucking hurts, dude.
That's right, dude. Now let's listen. I do want to talk about this fucking game because it was unbelievable. It was incredible to see KD and Giannis go back and forth. Giannis ends the game. He has 49, 8 and 4 on 58% shooting. Incredible stuff.
I didn't understand DeAndre Jordan guarding Giannis. It
makes no sense. And that's one thing I will say is that, like, the Nets are a team that has been fucking around this season, right? Like, they've tried a lot of different stuff. They've tried a lot of different lineups, and they're probably trying to see what they can get away with. And I'm very curious because we're recording this one a little later than usual. Hopefully this comes out tonight, Tuesday night. But we're recording before the Bucks Nets game, so I will be very interested to see.
That's right. They have 2 straight. Damn.
It's 2 straight. I'd be very interested to see what, if any, changes the Nets, because you got to assume they cannot guard Giannis with DeAndre Jordan.
I'm not confident in the Nets defense at all. I think their offense, it might not matter because of their offense, but their defense, look at their coaches too. Steve Nash. And then you have assistant coaches D'Antoni and Amari Stoudemire. None of these guys are known for defense.
You have what's the guy that was the interim?
Jacques Vaughn.
Jacques Vaughn's supposed to be the defensive coordinator.
He's supposed to be, but I mean, okay. But have you seen them? They just blow teams out with their offense. It seems.
And that's a good point, because it's like we were watching that and we're texting, and it's like, why you put DeAndre Jordan on Giannis, it's gonna be 49 fucking points. But then again, you look at this roster, who's gonna do it? It's not going to be fucking Joe Harris. Maybe Jeff Green. Is that your best answer? Is it literally Jeff Green? Is it Kevin Durant? Does Durant want that? Durant doesn't want to bang with Giannis, dude.
I don't know, though. Although Durant is their best bet on him, I think, personally.
Right. He is, but it's like, you do not want to. Do you want to subject Kevin Durant, especially in an injury shaky season, to guarding Giannis? I mean, listen, I know they're similar sized guys, and KD's got an incredible reach and everything. And during those years at Golden State, he was essentially the small ball 5 and was blocking shots and was
playing all NBA defense. He
was
that good.
But we're talking about a guy who's younger than him, who's stronger than him,
much stronger,
and who would just make. And then not only that. That's a huge advantage, because you're tuckering out their best scorer. You've got a guy like KD exhausted from just getting banged on by Giannis. And there was a couple times, I have to say, that there were things about the way the Bucks handled that did annoy me a little bit. Giannis didn't guard KD enough on our end of the floor for my liking. He
never does. It's
I
so
don't
weird.
understand.
Yeah.
I think this is buttonholes shit, because to me, Giannis is not the kind of guy. If from everything I know about him, I love the guy. I've watched his whole career. if they told him to guard fucking prime Shaq, he would go do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there's no way, in my opinion, this is coming
He's
from
up for
Giannis.
it. He's not, and he's not buddy like a lot of these other guys are. He's like,
Exactly.
I will. That's kind of what bums me out too. I think Middleton is an excellent defender, but no one can guard Durant, so why not throw your best defender on him?
And not just that, but when we have James Harden back, it's going to be a fucking necessity to have Giannis.
Well,
on him
maybe that's what you have to do. I mean, although
maybe you're right. Maybe what they're saying is like, but no, it's like once you have.
But then who guards Kyrie? I mean,
Drew guards Kyrie. Drew fucked Kyrie up.
Drew is a great defender.
Is good. Drew is who you want on Kyrie without question, and Middleton is who you I think want on Durant or on Harden. I mean, that's a fucking that's
no
really
one can do Harden one-on-one though, and no one can really do Durant one-on-one either. The same way you can't really stop Giannis. I think,
but dude, you see how I mean, the one play of the game where he switched on him, how many people can straight up block KD when he's elevating at the top of his fucking shooting motion? How many people in the league can do that?
Of all time.
Kawhi did it one time. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally that level of fucking player that does that.
But also,
and Giannis swatted him.
Props to Brook Lopez, who looked like a fucking brick wall on D. That guy, when he's playing good D, that's a whole nother team, man. He's swatting everything.
Yeah. So I would just like to see Giannis guarding KD more, particularly if we're talking about this. If it's like you got
he had 5 blocks the other day. He only had 2 points, but 5 blocks is big against the Nets.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have Drew, you have Middleton, who you think are going to create a bit more shots. Even PJ Tucker. Like, why is PJ Tucker guarding Kevin fucking Durant? I don't understand that. Or why is it every time?
And they're also, you know what I don't like?
Give them different looks.
I don't like this. They're kind of buddies. That kind of bums me out. As like an old school NBA fan, they're kind of boys, and you could tell Durant really likes Pete, and Durant doesn't like a lot of dudes, and you could tell he likes PJ Tucker.
But listen, PJ was doing a fucking excellent job on him, and he
great defender.
And there's also an interview where someone asked KD who he doesn't like being guarded by, and his answer was PJ Tucker's hacking ass. So but
they are buddies. So you could tell them they're like laughing together a little bit. Yeah.
But at the same time, that's how PJ defends guys like that. PJ knows like they're not going to whistle you on everything. And he was guarding him very physically. And listen, give him different looks, right? No one can guard KD, and you want to keep him off balance, obviously, but Giannis never guards him. To me, that feels like a Mike Kuchenholzer problem. Yeah. And you gotta throw
the cuck fetish theory is 100%.
Is 100% correct. Yeah. Without question, he's a gimp. And I think unfortunately, in my eyes, he has extended that to the way his team plays defense. You got a fucking defensive player of the year on your fucking roster. Why doesn't he get a handful of possessions on KD just to fuck with KD? As good as KD is, you're not gonna like Giannis going at you full, especially let's say it's plays where they're running shit for Drew and Middleton, right? Where Giannis doesn't really have to apply himself as much. If you're going to do that for a handful of plays, let him fucking take over some more defensive, assignments on KD during that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I do have to say, though, I think defensively, a lot of these teams excite me for the playoffs. And the Bucks and the Sixers have a lot of defense to throw at the Nets. And that kind of gets me excited.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think you see that. And again, no Harden, I understand that. But
they're going to be so fucking hard to stop, though.
They're going to be hard to stop, but it's like these are the types of guys that you would want. I mean,
but if one of them gets injured, it's fucking wide open, and they've been injured.
Exactly. And it's like maybe they even come back, but if they're not effective on a given night, it's like, it's all possible. And one thing that I also didn't like, I mean, Giannis, even with DeAndre on him, settled for a lot of jump shots. Now maybe he was just feeling it because again he went 4 from 8 from 3. He took a lot of jumpers. He was taking and I've been a proponent of him working on that elbow jumper, right? And so maybe that's what he's doing. But I just hope in the playoffs, like if it really comes down to it, and you've got DeAndre Jordan on you, don't fuck around with jumpers. Like maybe
But
it's regular season.
I think it's 100% regular season.
I hope
you even
so. I
hear him
hope
in the
so.
interview after, and he was just like, "This game doesn't matter." Like he
Right.
really, that was his whole thing. It's like,
Yeah.
And I really believe that Giannis, this is a year he has grown up a little. Where you go through a phase as a young superstar where you get the award sometimes, but then you get to a place where you're like, "No, I want the ring."
Right.
And I think that's where his head is at right now.
Without question, he is like his thinking has shifted and the organization's thinking has shifted. And maybe part of that is because he signed that long-term contract where they're like, okay, let's make like runs at this thing. Let's really like maximize. Let's have this team. Let's
let him rest a little bit. Like maybe some of those games he didn't really need to rest.
And not
Kawhi does it.
Right.
LeBron has had to sit out a lot.
Let's let him rest. And then instead, but the way we let him rest is not by playing him fucking 28 minutes a game. It's by giving him fucking days off. And then during a big game like this, we keep him in. Giannis has played longer in games where Kuckenholzer would fucking take him out. I mean, that was a big mark of those teams where they never really played over 30, whatever, 6 minutes.
I think he'll be ready for it in the playoffs. So
exactly.
And that's the thing is like some of these guys like Nikola Vucevic, second in the league in minutes behind only the King, Julius Randle.
That's
Vucevic,
right.
like people would shit on his body type. And I'm like, you can't play that many.
You mean Jokic.
Sorry. Why do I always confuse him?
Yeah.
Jokic, fucking, you can't play that many minutes. And he still delivers in the fourth. He still looks good in the fourth.
And by the way, I mean, the body type stuff, he's changed his body type. He's
he
skinnier.
looks good.
He is.
He
I mean, he's more explosive. He's not as fucking chubby, and he's dunking more and he's playing more. Like you said,
and he might be the most dangerous offensive player in the NBA right now. I think the only thing that separates him from guys like AD and Embiid is their defense. I mean,
do you mean center or do you mean offensive player, period?
I mean, I think
because I'm with you. I don't think it's a crazy argument.
I think offensive player, period, based on how he controls that whole team. Like there just aren't like, look, you can make an argument for Harden. You can make an argument for other guys, Durant, LeBron, but most complete right now, I think there's an argument to be made that it's Jokic because he doesn't give you a ton on defense, but on offense, that's what's got him the MVP this year. He's getting it. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think, especially in this year with all these injuries, it's him or Luka, and I think he's played.
It's definitely him.
He's played more, and it's like the theory of Luka as like a distributor, but it's like that's what I also like about Jokic is like, you would to say in your mind when you're imagining a general best offensive player in the league, it would never be a non-dominant center, right? Like before we saw Jokic, you would think, oh, it's either somebody like James Harden or Kevin Durant or Luka, or it's Shaq. You know what I mean? Like that's
you don't think it's going to be Vlade Divac 4.0?
Yeah.
It's like it's insane. He's kind of what like Sabonis apparently was before Sabonis came to the NBA,
but less athletic. I mean, Sabonis was a fucking freak athlete too. Yeah,
but
like
he hits that's an even the Dirk hit that crazy shot. I think Jokic's might be even crazier.
Jokic's shot makes no fucking sense because Dirk's was at least like it was the mechanics were weird, but they made sense. It was off the correct foot. Jokic is shooting off his back foot and like fading back, like down. It's like, I love that. I fucking love that shot, dude. That is the most just like that. That is what it looked like. Easter Sunday we used to have a big pickup basketball game because I would go, there was like one rich Greek family in Greektown that would like host everyone. They would host, they moved out of Greektown. Obviously they moved to like the fucking, the suburbs, like these really nice houses. And they would just have, dude, the spread was unbelievable. They're literally roasting 4 lambs. They have 4 whole lambs just going. And then they have like supplementary lamb chops on the grill. Plus it's catered. Like it's just like an insane array of foods. And the funnest thing would be and they had like a huge basketball court. They had like a nice half court setup. So it was like that was the best day of the year where it's like we would play pickup hoops, like all the kids would play pickup hoops, and then eventually the dads would come out, dude. And I'm literally telling you, it was like playing 5 Vlade. Literally looked like Vlade Divac's too. Like there was one guy that looked like the best guy was this guy, Mr. Mike, who actually looked like Mike D'Antoni. He was just like wet. He just had an incredible fucking jumper and he had that big mustache. And but you're literally just playing a bunch of fucking Greeks that all were like fucking yoke. Like that shot.
I want more
I
mustaches
recognize.
in the NBA. That
We
would
need
be
more
fucking
mustaches.
fun.
No, I'm with you. Where have all the mustaches?
We need a
gone?
dude. We need a dude who looks like Richard Pryor. There aren't a lot of like black dudes with like a straight up
I'm
mustache.
gonna tell you, I think it's coming back. I think culture is shifting. There's some rumblings of people have been talking about disco a lot. Disco seems like it's back. Short shorts are back in they've been coming back in a major way. The youth is wearing short shorts. And now I feel like, listen, I've always been someone to fuck around with old styles myself.
Sure.
I think I'm in the short. Catch me this summer. I'm in short shorts. I think we're poised for a generation of like 70s. It's kind of started with tighter shirts and everything. That's the fucking logical end to that. I think we're going to be seeing.
It's weird to look at the 90s and think like a nice suit. You see like Gary Shandling on Letterman and you're like, that's a fucking huge suit, dude.
Everyone was wearing huge suits. Everything was
double-breasted.
Huge and baggy. Yeah. And I think we're sticking around to like tight shit here for a while, but I do. Does anyone have like a really nice, everyone has beards. No one has like mustaches. CJ McCollum has that weird little devil goatee.
Who in the NBA? There's no like Kurt Rambis either. There's no like,
no, there's nothing that good. Yeah, I mean, LeBron could have a great mustache. I mean, here's who we're forgetting. Fucking Steven Adams. Steven Adams
is a good one. Kevin Love had one for a minute.
But yeah.
Yeah, most of them are just full beards. Hey, man, I got to shout out Anthony Davis for last night, though. I don't know if you caught that game.
Gritty game. I watched that game, yeah, for sure.
That was gritty. Campazzo is one of my favorite players in the league.
Campazzo fucking rules, dude.
That guy's just like a tough. It's hilarious. Doris Burke is just telling stories about Campazzo was the first one ready to fight, and I'm like, cool. Ain't gonna end well for Campazzo.
Yeah.
He looks like he fits in your pocket on the court. I mean, watching him get blocked by AD was almost adorable.
It was so funny
because he's just so little.
Yeah, and he won't stop. He just won't stop. It's like he does have that energy of like the little brother that's trying to play. It's like the high school kids, and then there's like a sixth grader who hasn't hit puberty yet, and he's good, but it's like, dude, just get the fuck out of here. You're like, we just want to actually play, and he just won't quit until you literally have to fuck him up. And that's Campazzo. It's like Campazzo's like fucking Joe Pesci in Casino. It's
Holy shit, he is. Holy shit, that's perfect.
It's like you're gonna have to fuck. Hey, listen, if you beat him up, he's gonna come back with a gun. You know what I mean? It's
dude,
like
he makes the flashiest passes. Like, there's an argument he's the most exciting passer in the league, man. He's so fun to watch. And they have Jokic.
Yeah, I mean, I still think LaMelo is like the
amazing.
Absolute like, wow, what's going on here? But there are times when it's Campazzo and Jokic on the floor.
Shit, man. Lonzo Ball's a damn good passer.
Lonzo
some of his
too.
passes
Sure.
insane.
For sure. But no, Campazzo has had some fucking dimes where he throws reverse spin on it like he's fucking playing pool. Like he puts English. Like it's like he's hysterical. I love
motherfuckers Minnesota Fats out there. It's crazy. Dude, he really they're fun to watch. I really thought they were gonna come back for a minute. They called that foul on Michael Porter Jr. on a 3. Oh no, it was on Campazzo, but it was on a 3 that Michael Porter Jr. hit. And I was like, that's a bullshit ass call. Give him the bucket and call the foul. But that's a bullshit ass call, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, for the Lakers, it was absolutely a game they needed. No LeBron. They had just lost with LeBron to the Kings. They had just lost to the Raptors with LeBron, and LeBron playing real minutes. And so now they're sitting LeBron. They are in danger of falling into the play-in tournament, and then they get, you
saw he ain't pleased about it. Him talking shit.
No. LeBron saying whoever thought he needs to be fired. It's like, okay, well, it rocks, LeBron. I don't know.
And guess what? LeBron's not going to get fined because there's favoritism in the NBA.
Why would you get fined for that? It's not like he said.
I think do you don't think a lesser player would get fined for that shit?
For saying whoever came up with that needs to be fired?
Yeah, I think so. You get fired
I
for
don't think you
get fired for staying the
officiating, yes, but that's a completely different story. You can critique the league. You can just like,
all right.
In
other big news, Vino, Jared Harper signs another 10-day deal with the Knicks, brother. My man, Jared Harper.
That's awesome. We saw him he got in at the end of the at the Bulls Knicks game. That man is literally like 5'9".
He's so cute.
And he fucking pulled up. But yeah, the Lakers, that was a big
Big
win
game.
for them. And AD looked good, 25-7.
He was hurt clearly. Like they had to keep pulling him out.
Yeah, I was a little worried for him, but he stayed in, and like you alluded to, he made the game-saving block on Campazzo.
And the game-winning shot.
Yeah, and Campazzo pulling up, and so
that's what separates AD. Like you said, who could block that shot? Like other than Giannis, you're like AD. No, AD. For sure. He's the only other dude probably with that length and athleticism, and like you forget AD. As great as Jokic is, AD is kind of the perfect wingman for LeBron because of what he does on defense.
Oh, absolutely. And he was the Nuggets lost to the Lakers in the playoffs, like that's, although Jokic gave AD the fucking business a couple times.
No one can stop Jokic.
But yeah,
but no one can stop him.
But ultimately,
he's too hard to guard.
Yeah.
I will say Marc Gasol looked to give him a fucking
great. Was shooting the ball too. He was fucking he which he has not really been shooting much. Like
I remember hearing Mark Jackson trash Marc Gasol and be like, "Hey man, if this is Marc Gasol 8 years ago, and now they got Andre Drummond." I'm like, I don't know, man. In the fucking playoffs, Marc Gasol can shoot threes. He can 100%. He could body you up in a way like he's got old man strength now.
100%. In fact, it sounds like Mark Jackson was smoking something that was not high quality CBD from our friends at Cushy Dreams. Sounds like Mark Jackson was smoking the kind of weed I used to buy in high school that was mids that some kid would spray roach spray on so that we'd be like, whoa, look at the crystals. And then you would be literally low grade poison and be like, damn, this is good shit. That's what Mark Jackson was smoking. Mark Jackson was smoking fucking Raid. He was smoking the stems and Raid. Whereas discerning gentlemen like you and me, Sam, what we smoke when we watch NBA games is high quality CBD from our friends over at Cushy Dreams.
I've been on that dream flavor. I love that dream flavor they got. And peace. I love that shit, dude.
Love all the strains they have. They have all these sativa and indica hybrid strains. And look, it is not, there is no THC in this, right? So it's like, it feels like weed, it tastes like weed, it smokes like it. You get that ritual, it feels nice, but you're not groggy as fuck. And in my case, I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to get big arms, little titties, Sam. Whenever I smoke fucking regular weed, I am a hit. I smoked regular weed for the first time, like I told you, in months, right?
Yeah.
I wish it had been Cushy Dreams because I smoked this weed and I'm having an okay time. And then before even fucking realizing it, I have eaten an entire rice cooker's amount. I just had poured soy sauce in the rice cooker and I'm just eating it with my hands. I'm eating rice, just like that's what I had. A full dinner. I'm ready to go to bed. And I just absentmindedly come to having eaten fucking an entire thing of rice, not even enjoying it, not even being like, oh, you know what? Let me have a little cheat. I deserve it. I'm high. I'm having a good time. No, I just ate rice with my hands.
Violent. It's violent.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I do my vice when I get too high. Multiple bags of peanut butter pretzels, dude.
Oh,
and I don't even enjoy them. I usually enjoy them. I take my time. When I'm high, I'm just fucking handfuls. And I'm like, this is violent.
It's fucked up. You're gonna feel like shit. You're not gonna enjoy yourself. And that's honestly what I like with Cushy Dreams. I smoked that little fucking pre-roll and they got the whole gram. They got the fucking one, they got the half grams, whatever the fuck you want, whatever's in your heart. I smoked the little half grams and I have a nice snack. I have a little fucking smoked salmon. I have a little fucking whole wheat cracker, and I'm satisfied. I drink a little fucking diet soda. I'm satisfied. I'm watching the fucking Lakers and Nuggets, and I'm having a good time, and I'm going to bed like a fucking baby. So if you want to be like me, you want to be like Sammy, you want to get off the other stuff, and you want your CBD, you want some nice smokable CBD that it's not gummies, it's not oils, whatever the fuck, then go to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com. Use promo code PODDON'T. That's PODDONT. And you will get 20% off your next order. So go do that shit right now. Smoke your CBD because you can.
You know who's been smoking some CBD?
Who's that?
Cole motherfucking Anthony. Have you seen this clip?
Anthony had a game winner over, who was it? Who did they play? Do you remember?
Let me double check. That was one of the funniest post-game interviews I've seen. It was against I think it was against Detroit.
It was the Grizzlies.
Oh, the Grizzlies.
Wow. So
oh shit, and he had 26 points that game too.
He had a great game, and it was a 2-point game, I believe. And he, instead of trying to tie the game, he pulls up for 3, and he wins it. And in fact, I think we have the audio here from our esteemed producer, Hard Dick Harold. Hard Dick Harry, why don't you go ahead and play that clip?
Said, let the ball
Hit-
come to me
hit it,
because I
Harry.
know I'm going to make it. Was that the same feeling tonight, Cole?
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Well, then take us into the huddle. What happened? What was the play? And was that exactly what was drawn up?
Well, man, yeah, we had a few plays out, and we had play drawn up before that if the ball had come to us when they was reviewing that joint. And I was honestly in my head like, I really just wanted ISO. Not even gonna lie to you, I wanted ISO. I just knew if I got someone on the island, it wasn't gonna be safe. That's for real what I knew was happening. But that was the play we drew up. Came off that. Seen I had Kyle Anderson on me. I was like, yeah, it's game time. Trying to get this money.
Damn.
I want to know about a couple of your teammates. Mo Wagner. Take us through Mo and the game that
he
had
said
for
fuck
you
Kyle
here tonight,
Anderson.
Cole.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. When Mo first got here, I was like, yo, who is this? Now I'm telling everybody, yo, I love this dude. Happy he's here, man. That was a great pickup. Shout out to Jeff, John. Yeah, that was but he came
about to
ready to
say
play
them
today.
motherfuckers.
Hit some really big shots, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be in that game.
And then R.J. Hampton stepped up and made a big shot for you, too, right? You and R.J., how about that combination? He was big tonight, too.
Man, thanks, Denver. Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks, Denver.
This is you. Cole Anthony after a game winner is must-watch TV.
Damn,
dude, he is funny.
That was great. That was real. I saw a different clip. I don't know. I guess I saw a different because you sent it the text. I guess I don't know what happened, but I didn't even see that. That's fucking hilarious. And damn, I'm a little sad that because we wanted Cole Anthony. We were hoping he would fall to us at the back of the draft. But listen, we got quickly.
We got quick. I'd take quickly over
Of
Cole.
course,
I
of
love
course.
Cole, but
listen, we got our guy, and we're not fucking second guessing. But I remember us being like, maybe we can get Cole Anthony.
he was
with
the
our
bigger
second
name
pick.
for sure.
I remember going into the year, he was he was considered a top 5 pick, and he slid all the way to the
I mean, and he
out of
still
the
looks like a
lottery.
killer. He is clearly a scorer. I mean, I like his game. He is hilarious. The disrespect to Kyle Anderson. Once I had Kyle Anderson on me, like it's just like Kyle Anderson's a nice player.
He's a
dude.
good player. I mean, and his nickname is Slow Mo, but he still is a good defender, but not of fucking speedy point guards, right? So yeah, I mean, Cole's not wrong, but it is funny for a guy that you're on maybe the worst team in the league, and I know you had a good game and everything, but damn.
Well, that's why he's getting these opportunities because who else is going to play? I mean, they're building this team around guys like him. Hopefully, Jonathan Isaac returns. And,
at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and fucking act like a Republican basketball fan and say that he needs to show respect. Talk your shit.
I loved it.
Talk your shit,
it.
Cole. That was awesome, and I wish more people talk shit because they're thinking it. And
someone
he was just being
commented,
honest.
"This is NBA 2K player mode when they do the arrogant answer." Someone had that comment like, "Oh, that's fucking gold." I mean, dude, he is hilarious, and I love that he's Greg Anthony's son because he's Greg Anthony was so like soft spoken during games.
Totally,
it makes it even funnier, and that ego, like. Yeah, he's on Orlando. They fucking suck. I want a reason to watch any team. He's giving me a reason to watch.
Yeah,
they don't have Fultz. They don't have Isaac, who I think will both be exciting players when they're back. Hopefully they come back. But they're fucking rebuilding. They lost Voos.
And Orlando has a lot of, like you said, you just said some names that are interesting, and yeah, they will be a rebuilding team. That's a dark horse battle for stake shitty team to watch, but. Not enough.
Ooh, I won't go
Not
that
enough.
far.
Not
I'll give you
enough.
Grizzlies. Better than the Knicks? No way.
Not enough. No. We're not. Put the fucking.
Oh, so we're
it's not
doing
against-
we're teams we don't care about.
We're picking shitty teams.
I
'cause
like.
it's
Okay.
'cause-
This is
you know
how
what I'm
Big Jay
saying?
Okerson and I used to. When we were on the road one week and we would play NBA 2K, and you hold down on 3 teams, and the third team you get, it's random.
Right,
you have to
right,
be.
right. That's
I kind of
funny.
like that. You're stuck
Yeah.
with a random team.
Yeah. Because I think we need to pick teams that fall out of the playoffs and ideally are like underrepresented, right? Like we can't, like there's fan bases that I'm sure we've never talked about your team like once this whole season that are listening, right? So it would, and maybe we even throw it open to the Patreon and say, who do you want us to do? I think Memphis is somebody that I have some interest in because it's small market and John, everything. But anyway, that's for the offseason. We got plenty
They're
of
a very
actual,
likable team. Oh, we got to shout out Carmelo Anthony, man.
Carmelo Anthony and
top
Russell
10 all time.
Westbrook.
Oh,
They're
yes.
two great stories, 2 huge stories. Yes, let's start with Melo. top 10 all time. That's the real deal, bro. Top 10. I mean, he's closing in on Shaq. He's closing in on.
And also that was a moving speech. He passed Elvin Hayes. That was a moving speech he gave where he said, I thought I was done. I thought I was out of the league. And there was still some fucking anger in it when he said it for some reason. And it's like, man, I love that.
It's fucking true. It's true. It's ridiculous that he was out of the fucking league for even a blip. It's like, you're telling me some fucking shitty team couldn't have Carmelo Anthony
just to sell tickets, for fuck's sake.
I mean, it's like that is when the analytic shit goes too far, right? It's like listen, was he the third star in a Russell Westbrook, Paul George troika? No, he was not at that part in his career. And was his ego a little like didn't accept where he was, that he wasn't a superstar anymore? Maybe. But that doesn't mean you can't find a middle ground. That doesn't mean you fucking quit on one of the greatest offensive players of all time, maybe the greatest offensive player in like a 5-year stretch in the NBA.
Well, his talent, it's just the ways he could score for that period. I mean, the way we talk about Jokic and the ways he's not the pure scorer Melo was, but the way offensively Jokic can hurt you from fucking anywhere. Post up, three, wherever he can create offense. Melo did that. It was more for himself, but he was that good.
Yeah. And so he just passes Hayes, and
he's the only guy in the top 10 without an MVP and championship.
That's wild to think about. And he could pass. No,
MVP or championship rather.
Or
Carmelo is second. He never won it.
No, he got an MVP.
He never. won
you mean
championship.
no championship?
Yeah.
He could
That's
pass.
Elite company.
He could pass. I think Moses Malone is 9th. Who's 9th? Is it Moses?
Malone is 9th.
Not Carl Moses. Carl is like
Carl's
third.
2. Yeah.
2. Yeah.
No. This is the company he's in. Number 1, Kareem, of course. 2, Carmelo. 3, LeBron, which is insane. Kobe's 4th. MJ is 5th. Dirk is 6th. Amazing career, Dirk. 7th, Wilt Chamberlain. 8th, Shaq, Moses, and Carmelo.
And so he could pass Moses this season.
Yeah.
He needs another. But listen, if he puts together one more season. And here's the thing: I think Melo could play. We're in a time where these players can elongate their careers. You saw Vince Carter played till he was 40. If Melo plays one more season and averages 15, he could pass Shaq. And how awesome would it be? And how annoyed would Shaq be if Melo passed him? I am rooting for that hard as shit. You have no fucking idea. I hope Melo's back, even whether it's with the Blazers or not. The Blazers are in an interesting position where it's like, I don't think you can have Carmelo play that role again, especially if
their D is too bad.
Your D is too bad, and especially if you're a team that's serious about making some changes and keeping Dame Lillard, unless you want to fucking, who knows what
See that New York Post article that the Knicks are trying to make a move for Dame? I was fucking rock hard for that shit. Dame and Julius, can you say motherfucking contender?
Let's go ahead and start the fucking parade if we get fucking Dame as far as I'm concerned. Let's start the dialogue. Dame, you know what? Let's get Dame over here and let's make Melo the centerpiece of the Portland Trailblazers so he can beat Shaq. And that would be what we want. But
if we had Dame, Reggie Bullock, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Nerlens at the big man. Holy shit, we're gonna be tough to beat.
Yes, sir. Yes, motherfucking
Alec Burks
sir.
And D Rose off the bench.
Quickly.
Emmanuel off the bench is going to be he's going to learn from Dame.
That's right. That's huge.
He's already got Dame range.
That's big tutelage right there.
Fuck. Oh, my nipples, dude.
It would take a lot to get him, but we'll see.
I don't know, man. Let's start the dialogue.
Let's start the dialogue. You're right. But okay, so shouts out to Melo for that one, and I really hope he catches Shaq just because would be so funny to him. And dude, sometimes I wonder, like, do you think we are going to see all these guys like overcome? Like, is scoring going to be that? Because like 3-point shooting's up, right? Every 3-point shooting record is gone. Forget about it, right? It's just a matter of time. Like,
sure,
we're talking like Julius might have literally like Julius Randle.
The way he's shooting,
will have like a guy like I'm just talking about like Steph, Clay, Dame, all those guys are going to supernova past these old records. There's just going to be role players now that have better.
Well, Ray Allen, one of the greatest shooters of the last 20 years, just didn't take the shots.
Exactly.
He didn't take the amount of shots. You're right. It's volume. And of course it's going to be broken. Like, you're telling me Trae Young won't be in the top 10 of threes when it's all said and
without
done?
question, right? Now, but that's a thing that doesn't seem like it's going to change, 3-pointers. But is scoring going to, like, are these guys safe? I don't know. It's interesting to say, is will Melo just be overcome in a few years anyway by the uptick in scoring in general? I don't know about that. And that's another thing. And that dovetails into our conversation about Russ, which is like,
there aren't a lot of guys on his tail, though, to be honest,
Melo,
who are still playing.
Right.
All the guys behind him are like Elvin Hayes, Akeem, Oscar Robertson, Neek, Duncan, Pierce, Havlicek, Garnett, Vince, Alex English, Reggie, Jerry West, Ewing.
How far back is KD?
KD is 27th right now, but he's got 23. I mean, he will pass him for sure.
Right.
But then Wade, like, these are not, Barkley, Iverson, Drexler.
I just mean, how about this? How about this?
Harden's number 33. Westbrook's 36.
Okay, so what I'm talking about is, like, what about guys like fucking Zion? You know what I mean? What about guys like who come into this NBA, like, although I guess it's like you don't.
It is hard to have that longevity, though, Stav. I think
you're
like
right.
you're
longevity,
right.
Yeah,
you're right. Like, individual scoring season, but like, look what Dominique fucking averaged in the 80s. Like,
yeah,
there aren't a lot of dudes averaging 30 a game.
Those guys played 82. You know what I mean? And especially,
but Dominique, like, his numbers, like, he's so underrated when you look at numbers because like, dude, he would average fucking, I'm looking at his numbers right now. It's like 890. He averaged 29 a game in 93 with the Clippers. Like, that's insane. Like, that's how good Dominique was.
No, you're right. No, that's a good point. And we should, like, maybe also the other thing is that scoring is up, but it's also more evenly distributed than ever, right? Like, you have like playmaking is a big part of it. Pace is a big part of it. More players are playing, more people are taking time off, right? Because these guys played the whole season. And, that might be kind of an interesting idea about how do numbers get affected by shortening a season, right? Because I think shortening the season is something that really needs to be looked at. And I think scarcity,
but admit that you love it, that it's on every night and it makes the road doable. And
you know what? I love it. Of course, I like being able to just open, turn the TV on and something's on. But I will admit, I don't think about the games like I would if there was a marquee matchup that I was thinking about for a whole week, right? Like, it's almost like I love that it's on every night, but it's like, oh, let's see who's on tonight. It's never like I can't wait to see, fucking Lakers Heat or whatever, like Lakers Bucks or whatever, because it's been advertised for 3 days. And it's like, I've mentioned this before. I'm jealous of what the NFL has. I'm jealous of the fact that it's 1 day a week. And I don't think basketball should be 1 day a week, but I think 2 or maybe 2 days a week. And then 1 day where there's one marquee game or some shit like that. And I also think it's better for the players. And I think I don't think necessarily you'll lose money on it, because it's like the difference between, is volume that good? Is just like, I know they want as many games.
Well, baseball, certainly not for baseball. Baseball's in a bad place right now. So you make a good point. Here's an interesting thing with Carmelo. So we talk about, like, you talk about guys passing Melo. This is how hard it is to do what he's done. Melo's first 16 seasons, he averaged 20 or more a game. His first 16 seasons.
6 fucking teen. That's wild.
Maybe 15. No, it's 15 because one's combined. Still, it's ridiculous. But yeah, dude. I mean,
no, you're right. It's just because I think about that, because, like, let's transition to
15,
talking about,
because I didn't take into account. Yeah, I didn't take. Well, it looks like some of this is combined, so it might be 14, but regardless, that's insane.
It's fine. 14 seasons over 20 points is
10 seasons where you average 20 points is insane. The thing about Dominique is he flirted with 30 a game multiple seasons. Like, he had 30 plus a couple of times. Yeah. Dominique's scoring numbers are fucking insane by today's standards, where numbers are inflated.
And I think Harden, of all these guys, has the chance to really do damage, depending on how long his career goes, because he's been an Iron Man, but he also is the kind of guy that it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if Harden fell off sooner than some of these guys, because it doesn't seem like he takes care of his body the way LeBron does. Like even
But he's strong as fuck. It just doesn't like if you see him in like a tight shirt, you're like, this guy.
No, I know. But
hard.
Harden's a guy that enjoys the offseason. I'll put it that way. You know
For
what
sure.
I mean?
And he also, his numbers scoring wise are not going to be what they could be because he is such a great distributor, and he's in a team with KD
And also now
Kyrie
because of
now.
this team, true. That's true. But
I mean, that's why Ray Allen and Paul Pierce's numbers aren't what they could have been.
True, but well, Paul. I mean, yeah. I don't know about that, about fucking Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce was the main guy until the very end.
No, but I mean, Pierce, if you look at his early numbers, early in his career, man, he was putting up fucking like 25 a game easy.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good point about Harden.
Yeah, 2001 Pierce 26, 2002 26. I mean, 2005 27. I mean, 2006 25. He put up points before they came through.
Yeah. He was definitely. But yeah, Harden is the guy because he's usually not hurt. I mean, this is rare for him, but I guess these guys are also, they're sort of getting up there. I mean, they're still, early 30s, but KD, you wonder about his fucking, his health. And then you also wonder, are we living in an era where scoring is just going to keep going up? I don't know. These Nets could all average 25 points, the three of these guys, without breaking a sweat. It wouldn't even surprise. They could these guys could average 30 each, and it wouldn't surprise me.
You know what's crazy too is like Durant's career is so weird, like because the injuries are such. People don't talk about him enough. Like he's missed a lot of this season after missing all of last season, and he had injuries in OKC.
He missed a whole year in OKC. He missed a half a year in OKC. He missed a year and a half total in OKC.
His body type, like people are like he can play with that body type. I'm like, yeah, but he gets hurt a lot, dude.
He's been hurt a whole.
And he's a fearless player, so he will go to the fucking rack. I mean, he does not play scared. So, yeah, I mean, I could see Kevin Durant playing another 6 years. I could see him retiring next year due to like an injury. That's how weird it is.
It's true.
I mean, look at Yao Ming. No one saw that shit coming.
Yeah. I want to really quickly talk about Russ because we also have a hard out today. So Russ had an insane fucking game against the Pacers. Career high 24 assists. Insane. And he also had 20 how many fucking 20 rebounds. It was the first fucking he's the first guy to have 20 assists, 20 rebound games, and the third in NBA history. The only other guy that's done it is Wilt fucking Chamberlain. Yeah. That is one of those things that it's like, and I've talked about
8 shots, by the way, which is hilarious.
8 shots is so funny, but it's just that is one of those things that it's like, it's not even like I would say like about Russ and especially his MVP season. I was a minor hater. Where I would say, well, I just think some of these stats are inflated and rebounds are easier to get because there's more long rebounds and there's more shooting.
Because there were games where, there were
and
games
all this stuff, right?
Adams would be like, it's yours.
100%. But the way this motherfucker's been playing and some of the stat lines he's put up before, it's just like Russ, it doesn't, whatever you want to say about inflated stats, whatever, this is just a fucking special player that it's a joy to watch and to be in the fucking to get to watch this motherfucker.
We'll miss him when he's gone.
100%. And I said Ja has like that Iverson thing in him. Russ has a similar thing where it's just like Iverson, but the Terminator too. You know what I mean? It's like it's just like it's just one of these things that defies again analytics discussions, which can steer you wrong. Steered me wrong when I doubted the Knicks train early on in the season because I was doing too much actual research about basketball.
You need to stop researching basketball and listen to your heart, my brother.
Yeah, and my heart is singing for Russell Westbrook, and I am going to be rooting for these fucking Wizards in the play-in.
Me too.
Without question.
I think they might be the fucking favorite. You think they can't beat the fucking Pacers?
For sure. They beat him last night, and now they'll get home court, and they might even be able. I don't know. Are they even able to sneak their way up to the fucking 8th seed? I don't.
Well, the Hornets now have lost. They're at the 8 right now. They've lost Bridges for 10 to 14 days because of the COVID protocol. The Celtics are the 7th seed. The Heat have snuck in, which really annoys me because there's a chance if the Knicks stay at the 4th seed, we might have to play the Heat, and that would
Let's get the Heat.
90, dude, you don't know how fucking hard
That's what I'm
gonna roll.
saying. I want
I'm getting my jersey right now, dude. Fuck Miami, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I want that shit.
I want the Hawks in round 1.
I would
dude.
like the Hawks. I would like the Hawks.
You would rather play fucking Miami?
I think it would be cool. I'm just saying it would be cool, right?
Yeah, but they're a deep, tough team.
Listen,
I'm
as
not
far
saying
as
we can't beat them.
yeah, I think it would be cool to beat Miami and beat like you tell me there's a symbol of the Knicks being further back. You tell me there's anything more symbolic than beating the fucking Heat coming off a finals run?
I'd love to be in the second round though, and that's going to be a tougher matchup. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, can I just say something? You're sounding scared right now, Sam.
I'm not scared. I'm being strategic. I'm general.
Scared.
I'm a general, motherfucker. I'm trying to find a way to win this war. I want my men to survive. Don't call me that. That's fucked up, dude. That's disrespectful to our nation too. Let me tell you something, brother. We're gonna take these Koreans and we're no,
yeah.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Yes,
no, we gotta get in a round 2. I want round 2, brother. I'm so fucking fired up that the Knicks are back.
Yeah, and listen, the win against Memphis was not guaranteed, right? Like we're still on this fucking road
But
trip.
I felt confident, dude. Having Julius Randle now, the way he leads us, having RJ Barrett, having Derrick Rose play the way he's playing, I think we're gonna win every fucking game. And I can't tell you since I felt that alive in my life, brother.
Tomorrow we got the Nuggets. After that, Friday we got the Suns. Sunday the Clippers. Tuesday the Lakers. That's a rough fucking stretch, but I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what our boys can do and see what kind of games we can take off these motherfuckers.
Kobe voice. I love it. I love it. Come at me, brother.
That's right. That's fucking right, dude.
I love Nikola Jokic, but you know who I really fucking love is the king. Long live the motherfucking king. And maybe LeBron will sit out because we all know what he did last time because he was scared.
He was scared to give up the throne. Which he
King Julius has taken the throne, brother.
Yes, that's absolutely right. And anyway, we appreciate you guys for fucking listening. We've got merch. That's the big fucking takeaway. Merch comes out Friday for everybody. Patreon users have already gotten a little taste of it, but we will tweet out a link and you can sign up to be first in line. They come out Friday, so you can be first in line to get them. The battle for shirts, me versus Sam. I have a beautiful shirt. Sam has a ridiculous cartoonish
When do
shirt.
I get mine? I want to wear it.
I don't know. We should fucking figure that out. But we'll get them and we'll wear them. We should have gotten them quick so we could model them.
That was my whole thing. I want to model this shit, dude.
That's all right. Listen, go sign up. You're gonna love these fucking shirts. You're gonna want them. They're gonna look beautiful. So the first Pod Don't Lie merch drop comes out. The battle for shirts, me versus Sam. We'll see who moves the most product.
Designed by Jack Herzog, who did a great job.
Shouts out to Jack Herzog. Beautiful shirts. Very nice illustration.
One of them is of a ridiculous dunk, and the other one is of a fundamentally sound badass fadeaway.
One of them captures our spirit, each of our spirits perfectly, where I am soaring through the air, dunking on Sam, while you can literally see my balls on his chin. And the other one is a boring little fadeaway over some fat little bald man that I don't even recognize.
Oh, I recognize him landing clear, brother. And that ball should represent the truth bombs that I'm shooting out all day, flying right over your head and into the basket. Knicks playoff team.
Real quick, let me just we had a couple nice 5-star reviews here. So I just wanted to read one. Let me read a couple because we got to go. Also, we're tight on time. But if I didn't get to you this week, we'll get to you next week. Let's chat. This is from Malik 11 2099. Big D Energy. I really don't know shit about basketball, but I could listen to these two rare pieces discuss anything for hours. Keep it up, boys. Love the energy you're shooting out in the world. Thank you, my boy. This is from Mike Gill 92, Dolan Propaganda Podcast, a podcast where the most sane person on the show admits that he eats smoked salmon as a snack and thinks the Bucks will win a playoff series. It's a delicious snack, and they will, you piece of shit.
You know what? I got to be honest. I agree with you on both accounts, Stav.
Thank you.
I don't know why you're insane there.
Thank you. Listen to them talk about the greatest 4 seed in NBA history while simultaneously sucking off Giannis and King Julius. That's pretty close.
That would be a good shirt. Is just both of us on our knees, and Giannis and King Julius just standing there like this.
Yeah, that's a PDL after dark. We got to do a very limited run. They're each $1,000. This is from Johnny Dodes, who says, canceled the Patreon, almost immediately resubscribed. PDL has become my favorite comedy NBA podcast. It strikes the best balance of good bits and actual NBA takes and analysis. At some point, I decided to stop paying for premium EPs, in part due to Sam's Knicks psychosis. I am a Sixers fan from the Philly burbs, but I came crawling back the next week because I missed it so much. Thank you, my good boys. Looking forward to seeing you both do stand-up around NYC this summer. Thank you, Johnny Dodes. We appreciate you coming crawling back like the little fucking pig that you are. And we look forward to seeing you live and in person as we do stand-up too. So go get the shirts. Go to patreon.com/poddon'tlie.
We'll have the link on our Twitter and Instagram.
We'll put it on the Twitter and
too.
Instagram so you guys can fucking get easy access. Yeah, that's going to do it for us this week, guys. Thank you so much. See ya.